Okay, so we're live. So today is day 9 of my journey from ten to $20,000 a month to $100,000 a month wholesaling. And today my promise was 5 live seller conversations, 3 offers, 30 to 60 minutes of focused follow-up on my hot leads. And what actually happened was that I got the 5 live conversations. What's up to Mac at the mobile home park blueprint? Check him out. He's here on Instagram. um and yeah, and then yeah, so 5 live seller conversations, 3 offers. I spend focused time following up on those leads. I got 0 new leads, 0 contracts, 0 revenue today, but I kept my promise. So no money in today, but I did the inputs. So yeah, so today's segments are basically, I had a $30,000 negotiation that I almost one call closed. So, I talked to when I talked to the seller, she said that she had talked to 2 people before me and that she thought that we were all from the same company. And, you know, I asked her about her motivation stuff. She really didn't want to get into it, and so I was like, I understand. It's okay. You don't have to go into it. She eventually said she inherited the property because her mother passed, so I understood. Um, so she started off her negotiations at 310, and I anchored at 275, and she came back with 280. Um, I said yes, I can do 280 if you sign today, but here's where I dropped the ball. So she said she couldn't sign today because she was on her way somewhere. She was driving, and so she asked to be followed up with tomorrow at 2 p.m. What I could have done and what I've done in the past actually is ask her to pull over and review the agreement on her phone and then sign. And so that's what I could have done. But I'm proud of myself. I'm glad because I'm pushing for first call closes, and I moved her down from her price, from 310 to 280. So anyway, so that's sometimes sometimes that's the difference between having a deal and not having a deal, right? It's just taking action right then and there. So anyway, um, now segment number 3 is smarter TikTok leads. So I learned something recently, which is that you can create event tracking on TikTok by having your CRM send information to it via Zapier. And so basically, the way that I've been getting leads before is that, I get all the leads, right? And then there is no feedback given back to TikTok. So basically, what I want to do is that I want to create this custom, event tracking, right? Which means that I'm qualifying the leads as they come in, right? So 2 things that I'm qualifying for. Is it listed with a realtor? I want the answer to be no. That's a qualified lead. And the other question is, how long have you owned it? And the question that I want you to answer is that you've owned it for more than 3 years, right? Or not, the question that I want answered is that it's more than 3 years. And so those things right there really make a difference, because then the TikTok algorithm starts learning what you want, right? Like what you like. And so eventually, it starts creating more of the same leads. And so that's good because we have more qualified leads. And so that's pretty cool. I'm working on that, setting it up, but I'm focusing on basically like Central Florida. um, the reason is, so I changed up, my lead form. I changed up my targeting, my demographics, and that's because in Central Florida there is high price points and low days on market out of all of the counties in Florida. So it's a good place to do deals. So that's where I'm going to do deals. So those are the things that I did today in terms of the marketing. There's one more thing that I did today, which is exciting. Um, I built the first version of the Julian Castle letter. So basically, I'm going to be sending out, one value email like 3 times a week, more or less, on my email newsletter. And I created the template and I created all the stuff. And so it was pretty cool. I created 3 different issues this today. So I have content for next week. I might create more content before I start publishing just so I can have, a lot. Um, so that's pretty cool. I'm like fronting the work, right? And then the last segment of today is what my tomorrow's $100,000 promise is. So tomorrow's Sunday. I'm still working, just not full throttle. So I want to have. I promise I'm going to have 5 live seller conversations, 3 offers, and 30 minutes of focus follow up. So that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If I hit those, then Sunday's a win, and yep, everything else is a bonus. So to close this out, I want to just tell you guys that if you want to watch the real climb from $10,000 to $20,000 a month to $100,000 a month wholesaling, including the deals that I almost get, the systems that I'm tightening up, and so just follow and subscribe and turn on notifications for day 10 tomorrow. And if you're doing already $50,000 a month in your business, I'd love to set up a podcast with you, and find out what's working. DM me the word podcast and we'll connect. So yeah, you guys have a great Saturday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Quality Mobile Home Park Blueprint says quality conversations with motivated decision makers equals great contracts. Yes, that is correct. And if you want to learn how to buy mobile home parks, go out to Instagram and check out the MHP Blueprint. Shout out to Mackenzie Navarano. Bye.